Bill Gates, business magnate, software developer, philanthropist, nation's largest farmland owner. Yeah, you heard that right. Gates owns nearly 270,000 acres of farmland in the U.S. Who knew? NBC News investigative tech reporter April Glaser joining me now. April, you're reporting Bill Gates started buying land in 2013 through a web of limited liability shell companies across the country. Tell us what he's got.
I mean, there is a lot of land, and it's over about 18 different states, right? So we're talking about 70,000 acres in North Louisiana, around the Delta region, 14,000 acres in Florida, over 40,000 acres in Arkansas, over 14,000 acres in Washington. So it really just spans the country, and it is a lot of land. Now, the Land Report, a website that really looks at this, was the ones that found that he owned the most amount of land, farmland in the country, but then we went and verified and find out exactly what he's growing there.
Yeah, so let's talk about what are we eating? What is he growing on Gates farmland?
Right, and I should clarify, he's not actually the one doing the farming. He's more like a landlord, right? So he acquired all this land, and then other companies are doing the farming on it. And a lot of this is kind of big ag, right? So in Florida, we've got carrots. In Georgia, there are Vidalia onions. Now, he's actually sold the Vidalia onion farms to another farmer in Georgia, but he did have those for some time. In Louisiana, we're looking at soybeans, rice, cotton, soybeans in Nebraska. And then what's, I think, most interesting is that in Washington state, in the southern border, right above Oregon, he has a 14,500 acre plot of land that is growing the potatoes that turns into French fries for McDonald's. So that's something we really didn't expect, especially because he's so committed to public health.
Gates has said that his farming investments, April, have nothing to do with his broader plans to save the climate. So what's going on here? Why is he buying up all this farmland?
Well, he's not the only one doing it. He actually is using the farmland as an investment vehicle. And the idea here is that, you know, since we're really not ever going to make any more land, it's a pretty good investment, right? And so when the stock market is going down or the rest of the economy is on a roller coaster, land generally doesn't depreciate. So it's a pretty safe place to park your money. Other large financial firms have really started to encourage investors to put their money into farmland. And yeah, he's not using it as part of his broader climate goals. The foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, confirmed that their agricultural work does not focus in the United States. You know, he is, however, or rather not him, but his investment firm Cascade is a partner with a group that does work on sustainable agriculture here in the United States, but they didn't clarify exactly what's going on those pieces of land, but that all of his acreage is enrolled in that sustainable agriculture program. Local farmers I spoke to in South Georgia and North Florida said that he's doing the same thing that Big Ag did before he got there, which is using a lot of fertilizer that leaches into the rivers, causes big algae blooms, and actually is very ruinous for the habitats of manatees and fish.
In addition to that, you're writing that non-farmer investments in farmlands, like what we're seeing here with Bill Gates, could be bad for young farmers. Why? What's going on with them specifically?
Right. And so that's just to be clear, I can't say it enough. Bill Gates isn't the one in overalls. He's not the one on the tractor doing the farming. Right. He's the landlord here. And so what for young farmers, for people who really want to break into this, it's very, very hard to buy land already because there is a limited amount of farmland. Like I said, they're not making any more of it. So when they're going up against these billionaire investors and people who are looking at farmland as an asset class, it becomes really hard for them. I mean, who can compete with the likes of Bill Gates, right? And so more and more we're seeing farmers turn into renters, and less we're seeing people who own their land actually doing the farming on it. And that is a trend that might increase because about 40% of farmland in the U.S. is owned by people who are 65 and older, which means that there's a pending large transfer of land, and that could be gobbled up by an investor class, or it could be sold to young farmers. But, you know, usually people go for the highest price.
Makes sense. April, this was a fascinating story. I never thought that Bill Gates was investing in farmland. Big eye opener. And I will look at those McDonald's fries just a little bit differently now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.